Senator Putnam.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. I rise to speak to the urgency of this issue, and I think it's important that we acknowledge at the outset that we are not actually debating the issue itself right now. We're talking about whether or not it's urgent for us to talk about it in the first place. And clearly you lose nothing in debate, nothing in conversation. But this is a conversation that is actually a compelling need as well for two reasons. The first of which is that I have heard members in this floor and people throughout Minnesota talk about the inhibition of freedom itself being an urgent call. When we fear possibilities of government overreach or government making decisions for us, we have all at some point probably expressed our concern about that and the urgent need to stand up and have our voices heard when we feel like they aren't being heard. And right now, members, Mr. President, the voices of Minnesotans are not being heard. What could be more urgent than listening to Minnesotans? Secondly, I had a conversation with a law enforcement officer in my community just a couple weeks ago, and we were talking a little bit about this issue and that, and he expressed to me, one, that he thinks the prohibition on cannabis is irrational, but secondly, and more importantly, that it takes away his time from doing things that he needs to do. His words, not mine. It stops him from dealing with real crime and real criminals. Now, we have talked about public safety. We have talked about the mental health and the struggles and the burdens that our law enforcement suffer right now. This is one quick and easy way to ameliorate that difficulty and to make lives a little bit easier on our law enforcement officers who are struggling every day. Mr. President, members, again, we are not talking about the urgency of the issue itself. We're talking about whether or not we can talk about it. And this is an urgent conversation that should occur soon, and I urge a green vote.